Your silence is driving them crazy. They can't stand that you're unbothered. Listen closely, because this message is for you. There's a reason your silence has been driving certain people insane. They wanted chaos. They wanted noise. They wanted a reaction. But instead, you gave them peace. And that peace is destroying them. These people thought they could drag your name through the mud, and you'd jump to defend yourself. They thought you'd post, explain, argue, or fight back. They wanted you emotional, reactive, and loud, because noise feeds their ego. It gives them attention, and attention is their oxygen. But instead, you gave them silence. And silence is power. You see, silence speaks in a frequency their spirit can't handle. It says, "I'm above this." It says, "You're not worth my energy." And that, my friend, is killing them. They slandered your name, thinking you'd crumble. They twisted your words, hoping you'd rush to clear your image. They mocked you in circles that used to praise you. But here you are, still advancing, still blessed, still shining. That's what they can't understand. They expected your downfall, not your glow-up. They thought silence meant defeat. But in reality, your silence is the storm that humbles them. They're trying to provoke you because your reaction is the only control they ever had. When you don't respond, their control evaporates. And now, they're spiraling. They're replaying old conversations, wondering why you haven't cracked yet. They talk about you more now than ever before, but notice something. The more they talk, the less they shine. Their obsession with you is dimming their own light. Here's what you need to know. Silence isn't weakness. It's strategy. The most powerful people in the world don't explain themselves to those who've already made up their minds. They let time, energy, and karma do the talking. Remember what the Most High said through the laws of the universe. What you sow, you reap. You planted good seeds. You acted with integrity. You stayed aligned when others chose the low road. Now the fruits of your silence are ripening, and those who mocked you are choking on their own words. So don't fall for the bait. When they post, gossip, or throw shade, let them. Because you're not fighting them anymore. You're ascending beyond them. Every time you choose peace over drama, you upgrade vibrationally. Every time you stay quiet instead of clapping back, your light gets brighter. And guess what? They feel it. They feel your calm like heat. They see your peace, and it burns their ego. Think of silence like a mirror. It forces people to face themselves. When you stop feeding their fire, they're left alone with their own smoke. That's why it's killing them. They can't hide behind the argument anymore. They can't twist your words because you've given them none. They're exposed, talking to themselves while you're out here evolving. Let me tell you a secret. The universe doesn't reward noise. It rewards energy alignment. And right now, your energy is aligned. You've stopped explaining. You've stopped chasing. You've stopped giving away your peace like free samples. And that's when blessings start flowing. Because silence opens the channel for divine justice. When you're not distracted defending yourself, the Almighty defends you. When you're not wasting words, your actions speak louder than anything you could have said. So stay quiet, stay focused, and keep advancing. Now, I want you to remember something powerful. Every time you feel tempted to respond, pause. Ask yourself, am I protecting my peace or feeding their chaos? Because silence is not empty. It's full of answers. It's full of strength, restraint, and wisdom. They wanted you to lose control. But look at you. You mastered it. They wanted you angry, but you became peaceful. They wanted you broken, but you became grounded. They wanted you exposed, but you became mysterious. They wanted to define you, but your silence made you undefinable. If this message resonates with you, type, "I'm staying silent and winning," in the comments. Because silence doesn't mean nothing is happening. Silence means everything is happening. Right now, your silence is rearranging things in the unseen. It's aligning you with opportunities. It's moving mountains on your behalf. So while they waste time speaking your name, you're becoming the person they can't stop thinking about, but can never reach again. That's your real revenge. Stay still, stay peaceful, because your silence is your crown. Your silence is your weapon. And your silence is killing them softly every single day. Let me tell you something deeper about this silence of yours. You didn't just choose to be silent. Silence chose you. Because when the noise around you became too toxic, your soul said, enough. You reached a level where you no longer respond to nonsense, where you no longer chase validation, or try to correct every lie, or beg people to understand your truth. That is divine maturity. That is spiritual evolution. And now, the people who once had access to your energy are lost without it. They're confused. They're frustrated. Because silence has a way of revealing everything. When you stopped explaining yourself, they started realizing how much power your words used to carry. When you stopped showing up, they finally saw what your presence meant. When you stopped defending yourself, the truth began to defend you. Now, their conscience is the courtroom. Every lie they told about you echoes in their mind like thunder. Every rumor they spread comes back around as confusion in their own life. They are haunted, not because you cursed them, but because your silence made space for karma to speak. You see, silence is the Most High's amplifier. While you're silent, divine order is loud. While you're calm, the universe is working on your behalf. While you rest, justice is gathering strength. That's why you don't have to raise your voice. The truth is already rising. I want you to picture this. A lion never roars to prove it's a lion. It just exists powerfully. And every creature in the jungle knows. Your silence is that same kind of roar. You don't need to explain who you are anymore. Your energy announces it before you even speak. And because of that, they're intimidated. Your silence has become sacred. It's not emptiness, it's energy containment. You've stopped leaking energy into arguments and drama that only drain your spirit. Every time you stay quiet, you're redirecting your power back to yourself. You're charging your spiritual battery, and that's why you're glowing, even when you're not saying a word. They don't understand that silence is also spiritual warfare. It's how the chosen win without lifting a sword. While they scream your name out of envy, the universe is busy exposing their intentions. While they plan to hurt you, they end up hurting themselves. Because silence is protection. Every time you stay quiet, it's like you're stepping out of the storm and letting the storm destroy itself. It's like you're letting lightning strike exactly where it needs to. You don't have to move a muscle. The Most High moves for you, moves for. So don't apologize for your peace. Don't feel guilty for not explaining. You've learned that silence is sacred ground, and only those with pure energy can stand on it. They're not used to this version of you. The version that doesn't beg, doesn't prove, doesn't chase. You used to meet them halfway, now you meet them with stillness. You used to argue, now you just observe. And that shift, that inner transformation, is what's shaking their spirit. Because when you change your frequency, everything built on your old vibration starts to crumble. The fake friends, the gossipers, the ones who fed off your reaction, they can't find you anymore. You've gone silent not because you're weak, but because you've ascended to a level they can't reach. You're not ignoring them, you've simply outgrown them. Your silence is also a mirror. It shows them their own ugliness. When you refuse to fight dirty, they have to sit in the dirt they created. When you refuse to argue, they have to hear their own echo. And that's why they're miserable. The silence they thought would make you look small is now making them look exposed. It's like the universe took the microphone from you and handed it to their conscience. And now, they can't turn the volume down. Let them feel it. Let them hear the silence that screams truth. Let them wrestle with the reality that you don't need their validation to thrive. Because this silence of yours isn't revenge. It's revelation. It's the energy of someone who knows their worth. It's the quiet confidence of a soul that's already won. Right now, you're in a divine phase of preservation. You're protecting your frequency, your focus, your peace. You've learned that not everyone deserves access to your voice. And the more selective you become, the more powerful your words will be when you do speak. You've become magnetic in your stillness. Your silence is mysterious, and that mystery drives your enemies mad. They don't know what you're thinking. They don't know your next move, and that terrifies them. But that's how the chosen operate. in divine discretion. Not everyone needs to know your plan. Not everyone deserves to hear your vision. Because what's sacred cannot survive constant exposure. So from now on, protect your silence like treasure. Guard it like peace itself. And remember, not everyone who demands a reaction deserves a response. You're teaching the world something profound. You can't be manipulated when you're calm. You can't be controlled when you're quiet. And you can't be destroyed when you're centered. Your silence is not absence. It's alignment. It's your spirit saying, I trust the process. It's your energy saying, I'm untouchable. And that's why they're crumbling. Because you've mastered what they can't. Peace in the middle of provocation. So here's what I want you to do. The next time you feel tempted to react, take a deep breath. Smile. And remember this message. Because silence doesn't mean you've lost your voice. It means you've finally found your power. It means you've learned when to speak and when to let the universe speak for you. And right now, the universe is speaking loudly in your favor. Stay calm. Stay radiant. Stay advancing. Type, "My silence is my power" in the comments if you receive this message. Because that's exactly what it is. Your power. Your silence is killing their lies, killing their influence, and killing every attempt to block what's meant for you. You don't have to prove anything anymore. You're already proving everything. With your peace, your progress, and your unstoppable glow. Keep shining quietly. Keep advancing boldly, because your silence is your crown, and it's blinding them.